Okay, everybody, and I'm going to do a playthrough starting from scratch, and I'm going to do the same type of thing I did with the Archmage uh, class, but go through the whole game to show you some areas that um, are a bit sneaky to find, uh, some of the other aspects of the game, and we're not going to use special equipment to start off with, etc. And I'll start off at the normal level without veteran and kind of show you guys what you need to do, what things mean, uh, why I take certain points in the thing, like the skill tree or abilities, etc. And the whole point is that I wanted to show you how powerful some of these builds really are because you see me doing just little short areas of the game, but not play the whole game. And I've been through the whole game, and I know that these classes, some of them are just ugh, crazy. Now, mind you, I'm also playing with the 1.22 um, Dawn of Mastery, where the guys upgraded it a dozen times. And the reason why I stuck to one version is because he got mouthy and a little lippy about, you know, his updates messing up my builds, right? Like I was trying to do builds and then he went and made it so you get half as much loot or less than that, right? So instead of getting screwed around every time where I have to start the game every 2 weeks, right? And do everything all over again, right? I mean, uh, and it's not the game when it updates that does screw your builds around. And there has been an update where it will change a few things from some of the other builds, but not in a drastic way. Although, it depends on how you're using certain points and certain abilities. And the other thing will state is most of the builds I've done so far don't require you pushing a key on the keyboard. If you really wanted to get into the game, you'd have your hand on a keyboard where you have your keys 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and you could have abilities on those on top of your right click, your left click, and your passives. And then you could really get into some crazy stuff, you know. But and in a sense, in this way, it shows a little bit of an accessibility for people that maybe might be disadvantaged in being able to do things like that. And that's another point to make, right? We start off with the builds for everybody, okay? That everybody can have some fun, okay? And then we'll get into some complex stuff later on. And like I said, there's about 1,600 possible ways you can build, and then you could flip the classes around. You could put points in different areas and try different abilities. Some things will make you weaker or stronger, but at certain places in the game and whatnot. And you know, it's one of those things where you might see me at times. It looks like I'm struggling a bit, and I am. But then you get past that little hard part, and then it just you know. But anyway, so let's go through this. Wrong guy. I got this guy here. Let's start with him. Well, and I will finish the other build I was starting on too. I got Far Cry 5 there that I'll be doing in 4K. Had a talk with YouTube, and they said that this 3 days that it took shouldn't happen. It should only take about 2 days, upwards of 2 days. Well, I mean, you know, I'm going to count on each of those videos being 3 days, so it might take a little. Now, I upped the graphics in here quite a bit so that, I could enjoy things. One of the other neat things that a lot of people don't realize about this game is if you hold your middle mouse button, you can turn the game around. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Right? There.
Still drawing breath, I see. You're one lucky bastard, I'll give you that. Best go speak to Captain Bourbon right away. He seems to have a plan for you now that we've spared your life. You were possessed, so we strung you up. Seems the spirit fled your body before your life ran out. I'd have left you to hang, but the captain had other plans. He sees some purpose in you, and I'm not going to argue.
So, where can I find the
He's,
captain?
up the road, in the courtyard. Don't make me regret cutting you down.
Okay. The other thing about this mod versus the standard, uh, I'll say, edition, where because I have the Ashes of Malmouth and Forgotten Gods uh, expansions, you can start by going in the gate here. Okay, and this is one advantage that I'll tell you in a minute. We'll do
You're
this
not
guy
looking too
first.
bad for the bodies of the dead are rising again in some horrible unlife. Corpses don't just get up and move around on their own. Something is reanimating our deceased with ethereal energy. We have observed the dead for some time, and they appear to be flooding Lower Crossing from the burial hill, just beyond town. I want you to go to the burial hill, find whatever is controlling these abominations, and destroy it. You will need to fight your way through Lower Crossing. Once you've crossed the stream on the far side of town, there will be a beaten path leading up to Burial Hill. I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I'd be asking a lot of my people to welcome you with open arms, too. Help us in our hour of need, and I will open Devil's Crossing to you.
Okay, so I'm gonna ignore you and go in here anyway. And you go talk to her, and find out. Sorry to bother you, but if you're headed towards Whitemire, could you keep an eye out for my brother? And she tells you his name's Milton Hart. So if you find a guy named Milton Hart, yeah, okay. Alright, so you go over here, and there's a little thing over here. Ooh, you pick these books up, always, right? Ooh, experience points, almost a full level. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you, because I know how well this class will do, right? You can do this. This allows you to set the difficulty in the game based off of what your original difficulty was. So you can make this game so crazy that, yeah. And I tried the maximum difficulty with a few of the classes, and it was intense. So you go like this. There he is.
Hey, do we have any of that plutonian
And what I do
left?
at the beginning is I will adjust the density.
No dive!
And what he does, or that does, is it increases the spawn rate of what you're going to face. Okay, so that there are, or the number of spawns, so that instead of facing 4 guys or something, you might face 6 or 8 or something like that. And I didn't increase the rate of bosses, okay, or heroes, because they're a little bit too tough for you right away. Okay.
I'll keep your stash safe.
Now I could go in here and do all this again, but I'm not going to.
I'll hold on to that
Right.
for you.
That's where you. Other thing you do is you talk to this lady.
Greetings, child.
Ignore her. Bang, you're up a level. Oh, and I always give myself 1 physique point right away. Go in here, and where is that element? Right. You. Is it this one I chose first? I can't remember which I chose first. I think it was this one. No. Now, let's see. Fire. Install. And you go over here and you right click. Put your fireball in. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Down here. This guy wants me to talk to me. No, that's good. And you just go for a walk. With this. I'm going to do some stuff in here. You want that. That'll increase your XP. this way, get these guys to come up. Over here. Come on, guys. Alright. Over here. Pretty good. Right. Spear point out. And okay. Always go over here, even though it's not really needed for you to come over here. It's a good place to get some experience points.
My energy is low.
Take a potion. Equipment. Quick. Kill these guys you got you.
My energy is low.
Oh, I'm out of potions, so. Wait. Here. I'm not. I'll wait till the next level. Let's see. That will give me some points. It's gonna be rough. There's another level. Okay. I'll do this. And go like that. Okay. Now do this. Fire like now. I need 4 points. Do that. Speeds up that. Potion stuff. Keep yourself organized. Right. Clutter is a bad thing in this game, even though you do have lots of tabs. Okay, here we go again.
My energy is low.
There's another level. See what's back in here. But this is something you don't see me do often because I don't really need it. But in case anybody wants a view, you know, it's there. Makes it fun to look around too, man.
Don't have enough energy.
Oh. Yes. reason I did that. Do this. Already at level 5. Right? Whoop. Now I'm going to start doing that. And the reason I'm doing only putting 1 point 2 to here is because if we go over this, it'll add more points because I'm always running out. Means the skill, right? It takes 41, 42 points. The next time I would have taken it would add another 5 points. I'm kind of losing out there, right? And don't worry about that one place that's got a thing down there. Well, let's do this.
I don't have enough energy.
Got another over there. Yes. Else. Down here. And the reason why, at this point, now I'm going to do, if you go to this thing here, the root filter, click this, uncheck that, because common things aren't worth enough money with 1 gold. I mean, it's literally useless to be picking those up. That 57 gold would be like picking up 57 of those and just wasting your inventory space. Yes. Got some money. How much money? 100. Okay. Back to the oh, guy over here. Back into the base.
See anything you like?
Yeah, I'd like some boots. These boots. Okay, we got shoulders. I need that. I need that. Here. See? 1 gold. 1 gold. I'm not full of that. What am I? Cast. Buy this. This in there. More energy. Let's see how much is that. Oh my god, 100 gold. Alright,
Iron well spent.
now we're bound. Shouldn't be called fireballs, should be called fire rock. Looks like you're throwing a brick at them and it's on fire. It's fun. This is Gaines' version of hand grenades. And that's over there. Oh. funny. That's nice. Oh, and another thing to do is click this so you've got a bigger map so you can see things. I'd like that to be bigger, but I have this thing with clocks. Oh, that ticking sound. Driving me nuts. These things sometimes have stuff on them. And you can read these, and if you take your time with the game, you're going to get little hints about what's going on and what's been happening, and stuff like that. That's another one to go through. And this guy Francis, who got stuck in that room and he ended up dying, right? So his poor wife will want to hear about it. They give you a gun, and if you want a gun, you can have guns, but I want a staff or something like that. Where am I going? Oh yeah, wait. Show you something else in here. Usually you're on this angle. But like that. Like this. Oh, what's this? Then you come down the back here, and when you get a stick of dynamite right here, you get a whole new area to go into here. See, there's creatures back in there to fight right away. I think there's some loot over here somewhere. No? Oh well. There you go. Up and away. The other thing about this game is the mod itself scales monsters up so that you can keep coming back to the same area over and over again. So there's just lots of monsters there that you're easy to kill. You can level quicker. Did I do this area? Go back in here. Ah. Let's see. Hold down. That. Good. Here it comes. Didn't take much. If you see one of those, give it a swat. No. Really? Now, there's two ways to look at things. You can look at your damage here, or you can look at your damage per second. Now, if I go like this, see, that says 51, this says 57. Right? 235 though, see? What's this thing? Fire damage. That launches 8% every time, so every 10 attacks you get that damage. So it'd be like doing an extra 4 damage. So in a way, yeah. Forward. No. Careful of these guys, they blow up. So range them. Want to make sure you got lots of health. That's crap, good. Six. It's like going this way. Certain monsters don't like each other. Undead and these poison creatures. They fight each other.
My energy is low.
The reason you want to go through, the reason you want to go
I don't have enough energy.
guy. Yeah. Send him home. Now you're up here. Make sure there's nothing up here. And down this way and get all this area done. And one of the buttons that you can use to see a full map, and then after you see that, make sure you didn't miss any areas, right? Yeah.
My energy is low. My energy is low.
All right. Check. You're right.
My energy is low.
Okay. That's the first guy, the first boss you gotta take out. Now I'll show you where you get a devotion point. Okay. A couple guys that'll appear when you get over here, don't panic. What's back in there? Alright, start. Restores. And get some extra loot. I'm hearing banging down below me. It's not. There.
I don't have enough energy.
Get some. There. Doing that. It's 5.7. It's just the number happens. Then what you do, come back over here. Talk to this guy.
The dead attacks of slow. A creature was doing this? Disturbing. Thanks to your efforts, we may yet hold out here a little longer. Take some well-deserved time to rest and recover. Welcome to Devil's Crossing. I need some time to plan our strategy. In the meantime, there are others around Devil's Crossing who could use your help. Take a moment to mingle with your fellow survivors.
So you go over to this guy, You got some of those aether
Welcome to
crystals?
my workshop. Rift gates, yes. The ethereals use them to get around. I was working on a way to close them, but then you stumbled through ours. We have never seen a human, possessed or otherwise, pass through one before. Not a living one, anyway. It was then that I realized that we could put these portals to use. There's something about you that is attuned to the rift gates, and I intend to replicate it. You don't remember anything, do you? I may have taken some liberties while you were out cold. It was just a few tests, a blood sample or two, nothing major. The results were curious. It appears that your body is still teeming with residual aether energies. Don't worry, you won't be growing any new limbs. Probably. But I'm going on tangents here. I believe that with a correctly tuned pulse of aether energy, we can replicate this phenomenon in a controlled manner, as in without the need for pesky possession. I've been working on just the device to do it, but it needs power. For that, I require aether crystal fragments.
So if you have enough of them, like I do, you just do this.
Excellent. These will do perfectly. I'll just place them into my device here, and... Oh my, that's not right. Not at all. That pulse, it wasn't supposed to go off. Oh dear. 1, 2, 3... Yes, my fingers are still intact. Did it reach you too? How do you feel? Ah, very good. I'm sure a little more aether in your system won't do you the slightest harm. Okay, maybe it was a lot more. But you look fine. Fitter than ever. A real shame about the prototype, though. Showed such promise. Perhaps if I had more fragments. Ah, we've been so preoccupied with this Riftgate business that I completely forgot about my apprentice, Darlet. I sent her out to the Burwich Estates to fetch parts for our research, and she's been gone entirely too long. Seems her ineptitude carries beyond just the workstation. I have to say, I do feel a little responsible for her now that she's my apprentice. Could you please go out there and find that hopeless girl?
Okay, so you get that quest. You begin to build up quests. Go over to talk to him. And he gives you some money to go kill a couple of guys, right? Get them possessed. So you put them down too. He gives you some money. And let me see. You can go over to this person. And if you have enough scrap,
The captain send you over?
right?
You must have done quite a service with the dead if he's got hands to spare for old Barnabas. Impressive. We hadn't had much luck scavenging for supplies on account of the dead swarming Lower Crossing. You seem to handle them well enough, though. I'll get the wind pump up and running in no time. Devil's Crossing will have safe drinking water again, and it's all thanks to you.
You have
First
to get
class is on
5.
me. Well, good news is I got the water pumping again. The only problem is it smells like a sewer. Only about a 10-fold worse. Well, I haven't smelled something this rotten since I've cleared out a den of slith ages ago. They're loathsome reptiles, make their homes in swamps and dank caves. They secrete a nasty poison into the water that makes it drinkable for them, but nearly always fatal to us. I bet good iron there's a nest in that cave that fuels our pump. I'm too old for all this spelunking, so I need you to go down there and kill it. This key'll open the cellar in the shack behind me, right by that accursed rift gate. It connects to the bowels of the prison, which should lead you to the cave. Find the slith matriarch that's likely polluting our water supply, and the poison should clear out on its own. You do this, and all the Devil's Crossing will be honoring your name with every glass.
Right? Something like to do.
See anything you like?
Nope. With all your junk, some money. Let's see. Let's look at shoulders here. I'd say that's a good buy. Let's see now. Weapons. Like, well, rings. Yeah. Just, yeah. Screw up 10%. It's great. Whoosh. Must have been here? Probably not. Alright. Let's see.
See you around.
And what you do is when you see one of these, you right click and see how it just highlighted the two pieces you can put it on, you go, See damage per second. Go. This power here. Bang. Now watch this. This is where it gets fun.
I'm still waiting.
I think it was this ability here that I really pushed for this class. That's the guy you rescued with first. And if you want to pull your points back,
let me clear your mind of regrets.
okay, you do this. Okay.
Farewell.
And then I got 5 points. Now it's on. I'm gonna go over here and we're gonna do this quest here. And we'll call it a day or whatever for this first video. Now you see why I like that. mine. Yes. Up here. Energy. Huh? Lightning damage. Yeah, I'll take this. Why not? Let's see. What's our damage? 378. 99. No bother with that. Now what you could do is take these off, put this on, and we get even more damage. But you can't quite do that yet. I'll show you how to do that in the next video. Anybody else want some? Really all these dead bodies. Oh my. There. Just water. We then go over here. Take the drink. And he gets this little episode later. So let me do that. Put that bar on the house and go, yes, one more of that. And you go right click in your space here. And you'll see that there. And then you click it. Oh, I forgot to do a devotion. Let's do that now. I don't remember what I started with last time, but at this point I'm going to lightning, right? That looks pretty obvious where you want to go, right? Lightning. 7 of those and 20 of those. Another devotion point up here. We'll go with that. Right? Always pick these up. They're worth money. Huh? Careful when you come up this way. Awesome. That's why we have fire. Certain monsters, it just seems to really do the damage. There we go. That's not good. 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 And this. Yeah. Rings. Gotta get closer sometimes. Let's go kill these guys. Okay. Devotion point. There. And I think it was this one. We are gonna have to go over this way to get some. So I'm thinking this. Can you use the do that first? And get out of there. Take a shortcut. Right here. And you go talk to him.
Any luck clearing out those sliths? People, well done. What?
Oh, yeah. Just gonna go over speed. And we're gonna just 5 points into this. 5 targets.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Now, one-handed. look at what's this. That's awesome. There's a lot of resistances like this. That's why we keep that for now.
Iron well spent.
Okay, folks, and I'm just going to do a couple of these videos, and then I can put them up in between the 4K Far Cry that I do, so that you'll get like 2 of these videos or 3 of these videos in one copy. And then I'll just keep going with that. Feeling a little bit better than I was last week. It's just really change of weather and all that. Plus, I focused a little bit on Twitter and met some people that are a little bit more sane, I might say, and that's always a good thing. I'm fun with gamers, right? And there's the stupid politics stuff on there, but whatever.
Good, you're back. I've heard good. One of my scouts came back with news, making our next move clear. The dead are heavily concentrated in Burwich Village to the north, past the swamps of Whitemire. There must be a reason why. Perhaps the ethereal behind these attacks is there. We can't know for sure without investigating deeper. You've proven yourself quite resourceful thus far. Your ability to secure rift gates for human use could be a turning point in our situation. With all the activity around Burwich, there's bound to be a rift gate. If you can capture it, that will give us a solid foothold in the area. Follow the road north through Whitemire. Though in the current state of things, you will likely have to leave the road behind well before you reach the village. Keep pressing north, and you will eventually reach the outskirts of Burwich. It's surrounded by a palisade wall, so you will have to find a way inside. Once you've secured the rift gate, return to Devil's Crossing.